Mm, Welcome back to the channel Techado, and seems like I should stop making pegaxy videos. Whenever I make my videos, this curve keeps on dropping. Like just a few moments back, I was about to hit record button, and things were going good. And the moment I hit that record button, things seems to plummet. Okay, enough of having some little bit of fun. We'll have fun during the project, during this whole episode. But today's episode is not going to be something what has happened to this and all that stuff. Today's episode is for people, those who have left, those who are staying, and those who are still looking into this project. Okay, so today's episode is all about that. Very interestingly, I have made some suggestions to Pegaxy's team. I have made a couple of tweets about it. I've even posted that on the Pegaxy's official page and official suggestion thread. And today it is all about what were the suggestions all about and what is liquidity pool. And we have to understand basics of what is liquidity, and in liquidity pool what are we exactly looking for and how we can balance this game. Also, as this episode progresses, I will tell you how did I come to this conclusion and how I am comparing Pegaxy to one of my other very favorite projects. And you should start looking into that project also. Again, it is probably at its mid right now. Its all-time high is I think it is still all-time high, so you should not even put your mind into it right now, but you need to take a look into the project. By taking a look into the project, you will understand why am I talking about Pegaxy. Alrighty, so let's go back and switch to our desktop live scene. Before we jump in our live scene, at first, good news for a lot of people. Those who, like me, have been waiting for 1 week of just not looking into these charts and everything. Finally, it's getting listed in a tier 3 exchange. So do not be super excited about this. I mean, it's something is better than nothing. It's getting enrolled into an exchange, which means PGX and VIS. PGX, which is the governance token, and VIS, which is a utility token. This will be available to the world to play with, which means people can trade with VIS and PGX on a tier 3 exchange by True. So thank you, Bybit, for trusting the project. Bybit also supports a lot of other projects and everything. Yes, they have some, I think customer service issues or anything they're trying to solve, but that's not a big deal as long as it's on an exchange. And Bybit is actually a very good exchange. It's going to be true. It's going to be actually amazing, and I think we are expecting not a very big comeback, but at least try to see an upward trend after 29th of April. So write it down, 29th of April, which is 3 days from now. It's going to be available. Now, how many of you guys, those who follow and comment in my comment section, have a Twitter? Because if you want me to keep on doing videos and keep on making them suggestion, I cannot be making them suggestions with I literally cannot make suggestions to them with with 38 followers. I cannot do that. So it's either you, if you have a very big following, please go ahead and do those tweets and try to make the team aware about it, or if you have a Twitter account, just go ahead and follow this so that I can keep on doing the good work. I mean, it's all you have to do is just click follow, and in that way, collectively, I can present all these ideas to the team and everything, So with all that said and done, at first we'll be going through our weekly update of the stable and everything. I'm still in the game. As you can see that I have consolidated my assets, put this money all into the game again. I've got nothing to lose. Again, as a job of a presenter, I should not influence you with my opinion. So I keep this opinion to myself, whether to be in or not. It's your job to decide whether you're going to be in or not, because it is completely unethical, even in spheres of journalism, that you cannot make a biased opinion about something that you see and put it in the thing. Let people decide about it. So I do it in the same way. So fuses were like 60-70% successful for me, but there are some which I'm like, it's a constant upgrade until and unless you reach that position. But it's not about that. It's all about this particular chart that you need to go and look into, apollo.pegaxy.io. And I did not fix my camera again. It's been going like, I don't know when I'm going to fix my camera. But look into this liquidity pool, and you will see number of liquidity providers is 484, right? The total volume is 343. Total vis pooled is this much. So have you wondered what is liquidity? And I'm doing this just because I know that a lot of people know what liquidity is, but there are a lot of people who just blankly joins a game and keeps on crying that, my stuff is lost, I cannot get my money back and everything. But it's very critical for a lot of presenters or, people, those who are in the tube, to explain you that what is liquidity. So out here, again, I have done this in the form of a like a .doc format. So this is what liquidity is in real world perspective. Then I'm going to explain you what is liquidity in like a perspective of crypto and all that stuff. Well, basically any asset that you have, you want to convert to cash. Like there's two sort of assets, liquid and illiquid. Liquid assets, it's going to be your cash money, your market money, your bonds, your stocks. This is considered as liquid asset. Illiquid assets is where your art collection, wine collection, antiques, coin collection, real estate, these are illiquid assets. So something that you can easily, quickly, at a low cost, get a good market value in the form of cash. So that's what liquidity is all about. As the heading says, the ability to turn an asset into cash. Like that is what liquidity is. So from a very, very beginning, I had this question, and I was wondering, if I put this theory in the front, will it be justified as centralized or decentralized? So you have to imagine this, that you have to remember this, that this is a decentralized kind of a market. So crypto economy is decentralized economy. Now, while I was making this, I was actually working on this for the past 3-4 days. At that time, number of liquidity providers were 488. So today we check, and the number of liquidity providers are 484. So how do we stop this liquidity, and how do we stop people from liquidating their asset instantly? Well, liquidity in this scenario with pegaxy is a sort of exit liquidity. It's the easiest way, like you hold that, and the easiest way you leave. So one very important way of controlling this is obviously adding tax. But also one more very interesting way is to not only to add tax, but tax at the time of exit. So for example, if you see somebody is like literally cashing out, that tax will be going back directly to the game. Directly. It comes like whoever is leaving, they pay a certain amount of tax to leave, and then they, and that tax which is generated from that amount of whatever the transaction is goes back to the game. So in this scenario, when we were having this discussion elsewhere, a lot of people started commenting, well, you are trying to make it as a centralized economy. I said, no. The reason why, because go ahead and watch this project. I have been watching this project. It's Steppen. Steppen is an app that you can download on your phone. And basically, if you're going for morning walks or you're, like taking evening walks, you can take your phone with you and generate this crypto. Very good app, and it's already there, like might as well for 3 It doesn't work in closed spaces, so you have to be outside. So you cannot be working in a closed space and earn money. Basically, on your way home, I mean, most of you guys probably have cars and everything, but for those people, those who are doing morning walks and everything, like has a very healthy lifestyle, this probably is one of the best way to earn some free money, and you have zero investment on this. So the reason why I'm talking about this is that if you go through Steppen's okay, I was reading this. I had a part of this where so Steppen has a very interesting way of like minting their tokens. GMT is earned after users leveled up their sneakers to level 30. GMT has a total supply of 6 million and is distributed as follows. Move and earn is 30%, ecosystem and treasury is 30%, 16% is private sale, launchpad sale is 7%, team 14, and advisors 2.5%. So I am it's a very good way of like showing everything. It's a very good way of tracking everything. So amazing job on description and the way it has been written or published. But GMT, but you see this thing, that it's written out there. GMT is earned after users have leveled up their sneakers to level 30. My question is this, that in Pegaxy, it's a little bit different, because on here you have to buy the Pegas, right? So you had to invest the money to get your ROI at first and get your money, right? So it was not free money at all. You had to put in money, right? So you cannot implement that sort of stuff in Pegasi. You cannot relate that. There is no correlation to this. But in every project, a project that wants to be successful has got control, some sort of control on liquidity. They do, even apps that are free will not allow you to leave until and unless you have gone to level 30. And after level 30, you will not even, leave, because the token price is $3. So that is something that this team needs to consider about, and they are having a lot of strategy problems, but at least what I saw is that them listing on exchanges is probably one of the best decisions that they took this entire month. Now, let's go back to Liquidity pool again, and we are going to show you some addresses that you can track if you have free time. Basically, you can track through like Etherscan and check out these addresses. So I and my few people on Discord, which is Piccolo is there, and in my Discord in general, I think Piccolo is the one that did that. So Piccolo and me, we were both looking into this web address, and it came out to be that this address was created on December last year. So it's very early of address. As a matter of fact, Techado brought into my notice also that keep an eye on this address, because this has the highest form of liquidity. So under investigations, we did find out this is probably KyberSwap and their address. So that is the reason this address is having 25% of liquidity. But there was a 3% drop in the share pool, so they did take 3% out. I cannot confirm you whether this is KyberSwap or not, but it probably is, but it might be something else. So whenever people are taking this 3% out, whenever people are taking, few percentage, even like small percentage is affecting this whole economy. It's just affecting this whole economy, and for some reason we cannot recover. Why? Because our volume on this project is very low. So we at first have to increase the volume. To increase the volume, the only way we can do that is to retain certain amount of volume. Some certain amount of guaranteed volume needs to be retained. So for example, I don't know whether you guys are understanding this or not, but I will refer to this as kettle. So let's see this kettle. So if you see this kettle, if you pour water on it, there's certain amount of water which is always underneath, right? And when you have to pour water, you have to till the kettle, right? So that volume always exists in that kettle. That is the thought process behind us locking down liquid people, those who are adding to liquidity with certain amount of tax. And that certain amount of tax is going to be our floor volume. Like we would know that, this is the floor volume we have achieved, and this volume will never go. Above that, let people scalp, let people, invest more, let people take out more, and that's what it is. So, and why am I telling you this? That, the reason behind, you should not be sticking your eyes into charts or anything, especially for VIS, especially for VGXs. You should not stick into these charts, because most of the time when somebody, whenever somebody, and VIS is at its lowest, for example, 0.008, and somebody makes a huge transaction, okay, $8,000 transaction, they basically are rotating money from multiple ways. They're rotating money from various places. They're rotating money. Okay, so, and you at a hype buy this, and then your stuff goes down, and you will see that's what scalping is all about. But if you really want to scalp, do short trade or anything, this is probably not the token to do short trade. Like, I just don't understand why are these addresses shorting 24 USDT. Why are you shorting $2? It doesn't even make sense. You're not even profiting by a lot. What, you're profiting for $1, $2 here and there? If you want to be a real G and you want to drop in, like, you want to make $100 or $200, get $200 at anyhow. Go to main markets like out here. I usually do not show this, but it's kind of illegal. But if you really want to do, I just want to say you that it probably might. This is not a token where you're going to benefit or anything. So put it on Ethereum. Check out Ethereum. Like you will see on its 7-day mark, it is highest at 3,000. It's now 2,800. Put $500 on this. Put $100 on this. You still can make round about 110. You take that out, put it again on the next dip. Goes up, you make another $10. You take out that $10. Now you have 20 to play around with. Keep on doing it a couple of times every day, probably every 2 days or every 3 days, every month. You basically have free money to invest on crypto. And that's what I'm talking about, so basically coming back to liquidity pool, my suggestion would be even when Themis comes out, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to listen to me. But my main motto is to make sure that the team understands that in liquidity, if somebody goes and adds liquidity, that person cannot just take it and leave. You just cannot take it and leave. That's the only way you will add a layer of this volume at the bottom. And that will be the floor layer. And that layer will never go off. Why? Because that is your floor layer. And that tax goes back into the game. That's what I'm talking about. So, this should have been done a long time back, but I don't see that as happening. Probably one of the best ideas actually came to a lot of us, not only me and not only like all of you, but there is a lot of people that this idea came to. Now, a very interesting part of this video, before we end this video, is you want to learn something about crypto. You want to know how the whales move and do businesses and stuff like that. What's their thinking pattern? So, for you guys, I have a recommendation. I have been following this guy on Twitter for a long, long time, and there is a lot of bright minds in this planet that actually does good job. So I am going to write down his Twitter handle. I follow him. It's cryptopotu. Okay, so go ahead and hit that follow button that I have already done. Cryptopotu is that kind of a person who is, basically he doesn't care. He will just keep on writing materials. And you will see that in this, he has literally written down how to track tokens. He just breaks down so easily that in one single tweet, you can understand a lot about the market. So that is it from the channel Techado. That will be my only suggestion. I hope you guys understood what is liquidity pool and how to assess liquidity pool. And if you think that I am not working hard giving suggestions or anything, you can actually go and check this out. Where is feedback and suggestions? I cannot see them. Where is it? Do you guys see it? Or okay, feedback. You will see that that's my suggestion to the team. I've already posted down my suggestion as at a feedback, and I've also posted this on suggestion, talking about liquidity risk. Their finance team also knows about this. Basically, what I am asking is bid-ask spread kind of a theory, which kind of is more for exogenous, but they can make it for endogenous liquidity. And I think this probably has one of the best ways to improve the game, adding certain sort of tax and having a small amount of volume in the floor, like whoever is exiting, so that we do not get like literally slapped by big gills that just leaving. At that point, you might as well give big gills the biggest power, in the game, to do whatever they want. Yes, obviously, like you can be a big guild. You're always welcome with your money and all that stuff. Obviously, I support that. But when you're leaving, you just cannot just leave, wrap up everything, and I'm doing a Pega giveaway, give 2 Pegas to this, 2 Pegas to that person, send me your MetaMask address, so here you go, this is a pacer for you, I'm out, I'm just cashing out all the vis and I'm leaving. Well, buddy, thank you for joining Pegaxy. I appreciate that you worked hard, and I appreciate your, perspective that you want to be out because you want to invest on another game. That's what a lot of people does, multi-portfolio. But if you want to leave Pegaxy, this is your tax. You pay that tax, you exit the game. You have already profited. You have already ROI'd. It doesn't hurt to pay that extra amount of tax that will be rolled into the game. Last but not the least, I should not even do this in this episode, but I quickly want to show you one thing, guys. Overview. So this is a 1 month overview. Shoot, I'm crossing that 25th minute mark. This is the 1 month overview, and again, you will see that mint is still higher than burn. What went wrong? What is people not understanding will be our next episode. And in next episode, we will highly look into some other crypto projects also, which I am personally interested at. And thank you for watching Techado. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. I was getting comments. By the way, there's a special video coming up for all those people, those who have commented. I want to answer your question. There's so many comments, I cannot personally answer it. So I'm making an episode for you guys where your comments will be read out, and I'm going to rate your comments in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye. I'm out.